We are just getting breakfast at the hotel. What's the name of the hotel again?
Ponti.
Ponti Hotel. Yeah, I always forget that. I want to call it Pine or something. I don't know why. I think it's... Is it like Bridges Hotel or something?
Yeah, I think that's somewhere else we might have been.
Ponti Hotel is what it's called. And yeah, they've got like... it's like they've got a selection of toasts, continental breakfasts, soups you can have. I think it's per item, so you have to choose what you want and then they charge you for that, which makes sense. But yeah, it's quite a nice little relaxing area. We sat outside where the main restaurant was. So it's like, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe when it's colder they do it inside, but today we're outside. And it's about 7 o'clock in the morning. It starts at 7 in the morning. And yeah, we're looking forward to the breakfast. And it's good, it's quite early, so should make some good progress hopefully today towards Budapest. We are getting ready to be set off for the day. We're in the car park of the Hotel Ponti. The hotel is down that way. Basically that's the back entrance of the hotel. The car park's behind it. There's a kind of bar area here. We ended up parking sort of right up at the end of the car park because it's quite a sort of like biggish car park, but it was all full, and we couldn't get further down where that Audi is at the moment. We did think about parking over here next to the taxi, which I think would have been fine, but it's quite cool. Got cool little cats about, a little cat there. There is a playground area up here. There's also a playground area down in the restaurant, down at the other end of the car park, which is down this way. So where those trees are at the end, they're sort of like where the silver van is. You just kind of, what I think is a people carrier. You walk down in between there, and then basically you're into the hotel area. But yeah, pretty happy. We're still nervous about the car, but we just gotta keep cracking on. I mean, nothing has happened so far, but it's sat there quite happy. Not a bad little space that we found, but lucky, yeah, it was kind of one of the last two spaces, so we got here about 5 o'clock, so it does get busy. But yeah, we're just gonna head off today. And we're going to probably get some fuel in, before we go across the border, because our thoughts are that if we get fuel in Bulgaria, it'll be cheaper than Romania. So we've got about half a tank left, I think, maybe a bit more, but we'll fill up full here. Get the value of being in Bulgaria because it's cheaper. And then when we get close to the Romanian border with Hungary, we will fill up again. In order to get cheaper fuel than in Hungary, and then when we get to Budapest, I guess when we leave there, we'll think about whether it's cheaper to fill up there in Budapest or whether to make our way all the way through Austria. I think Austria will be cheaper than Germany, so we're kind of like on a strategy of ideally avoiding fueling up in Germany because I think that's the most expensive place, but we'll see. I mean, we probably won't be able to get all the way through Germany without it, but anyway, yeah, so everybody's getting in the car and is basically getting ready to go. Rachel's playing with a local cat. So, yeah, it's a nice, quiet Sunday morning. And, yeah, we're looking forward to heading off. We're just hoping there'll be no dramas or anything. Hopefully not. I mean, there's no signs so far, so that's good. But, yeah, you got the little cat, haven't you? She's really friendly. I think I saw her at the dinner place last night. We didn't have dinner at the hotel, but we had like a drink in the evening, and they had a really cool silver cat that was about which I got a picture of, but I never managed to really get to stroke it. It was a bit skittish. But this cat seems really friendly. It's definitely allowing everyone to stroke it. It's coming up and rubbing against you and stuff, isn't it? Yeah, nice start to the day. Oh, here we go. Hello. Yeah. Very friendly cat. Right, yeah, so we're going to get ourselves on the road, get some fuel, and then crack on through Romania. And we've never been this way through Romania, so we're looking forward to it, really, because it's this is a completely new route for us. So, you know, we've done many years of doing similar routes. So, right, we're going to crack on and head on the road. We're about to go over the bridge now, so this is like the Vidin bridge. We don't know, it says a toll bridge, we don't know where you have to pay the toll, but maybe it's on the other side. But we're basically going along the road that apparently leads to the bridge, so let's see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't think we're quite on the toll bridge yet. I think we're about to go over the bridge now. Yeah, there doesn't appear to be any kind of toll on this side, at least. I think next, they did say it was a toll bridge, but it looks like we're about to go up onto the bridge, so just close the windows because it's really windy. But yeah, basically we're walking up. Apparently you can walk across the bridge as well, so I don't know where they go. Maybe it's underneath or in the middle or something. But yeah, we're just going up over the bridge now, and we've got the Danube on the left of on the right and the left, but we can't see on the left, but on the right you can see out. But yeah, I don't know, it doesn't look too wide to me, but maybe it is wider than it looks. Maybe there's like islands in the middle of the Danube or something. think basically you've got to go down to about 60 kilometers an hour as well. So here we go. Yeah, we're going into Romania now. It's literally going in. So there's a like flag and stuff to say that you're going in, like an EU flag. And I think it's 60 along this part. Yeah, going right across the Danube now. Hopefully that the camera on top of the car will be able to see the river as you go across. It's not the biggest bridge ever. I mean, I think we're coming up to the end of it over here, so I don't think it's that wide. I mean, do you reckon the one at Rusay is wider, Rach?
Yeah.
I'd say Danube's wider at Rusay. Yeah, I don't know. It probably goes in and out of width though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But here we go. Yeah, so now into Romania. I don't know how you pay the toll. Doesn't seem to be anything about paying a toll there. Maybe you do further on, but I haven't seen anything. We've just gone straight across, but do you have to pay it online or something? Or is it based on the toll of the vignette that you need? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's very odd. But yeah, no border at all at the moment. I mean, there might have been a border. I'm guessing they wouldn't have had the border right in the centre of the bridge. It's now in Schengen. Both Bulgaria and Romania are in Schengen, so there shouldn't be any sort of border checks. But I would imagine there's going to be a toll area or some form of very nice and bumpy roads. But there's going to be something somewhere, I'm sure. God, I can see mountains up over there. So quickly into like a mountainous area on the other, you know, if you drive over that way, which I don't know if we are or not. We came this way to sort of avoid mountains a bit, but probably won't be able to totally avoid mountains, but we think we're going through valleys, so it might not be too bad. But yeah, it's a bit, the road needs a good resurfacing here, I'd say. You get a lot of trucks probably. But yeah, we're just think we're going to have a toll further up, but there used to be a border. Only last year there was a border, so now there's no border. Yeah, bound to be a toll. I mean, they won't let you cross it for free. But yeah, what we want to do is yeah, I want to see what the actual border situation's like, and I doubt it will be yeah, so you can go either side by the looks of it. That guy's gone that side. But yeah, so this is where the border would have been, I think. So I don't know where you pay the toll. But yeah, we're just sort of going down through now. Yeah, he's sending us over that way. So I'm guessing you pay the toll in there. Cars and buses. Yeah. So guessing the toll is after. There we go. So there's the toll. Right. So I've got to get out the car and go and pay the toll, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just bump up to the. Right. Here we go. We're going to pay the toll. we're just going along the road. We've been a little while in Romania now, and we're just going along, and we can see like the Danube to, I think that's the Danube, isn't it?
Yeah.
To the left of us, which is pretty cool. And so yeah, we're like, seeing the Danube again, and actually got a better view of it, I'd say, than when we were on the bridge, because it was harder to see, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And you got the stress of like, what's the border going to be like and all that. And it was stressful because they ended up checking our passports and stuff when I don't think they really meant to, but they were just bored, so they thought they would. We're going along. We're heading towards Timișoara. I don't know how far we are from that because we're set to Budapest still at the moment. We won't go into Timișoara anyway, so we'll kind of skirt round it. We're kind of just trying to find our way back up to the A1 where we know, I suppose, and then we'll be back on the main road going towards Hungary. But yeah, really pretty. Looking at the Danube down here, yeah, it's quite nice to see a boat out on it. It's really good. And but I think we only skirt past it for a short while. It's been an uneventful trip so far. I've been stuck behind a few lorries and slow moving vehicles and stuff, but we managed to get round them. It's not too busy, the traffic. It is a Sunday. It's not as quiet as it was yesterday in Bulgaria. That was quite nice. Like we had parts of the road where there just didn't seem to be hardly any cars, but you can definitely tell we're on the main route again now because you're seeing big trucks. And yesterday there were points where we didn't see a truck for ages. But yeah, it's unfortunately this way we will probably see a lot more big trucks, and obviously once we get into Hungary and onto the main motorways and stuff, we'll probably have quite a few trucks, even on a Sunday. But yeah, quite a nice little picturesque route, that I would say. It might even get more picturesque because it's been mostly through towns and through like a big plain. But I think we will be going through mountains, like through valleys of big hills and mountains beside you. So I don't exactly know. We only know from like looking at the aerial view on maps, but hopefully it will be quite picturesque, but not too steep and high altitude, hopefully. But yeah, we're moving on. We're heading towards Dobreta Turnu Severin, which I think we have to pass through. Then we'll be heading up through to Timișoara, hopefully. going alongside the Danube, and basically what's on the other side there is Serbia. So we've just gone past the turnoff for Belgrade. So you know, you could have, I think we could have turned off. I mean, we'd have to go through the passport control and stuff, but you could actually go to Serbia, and you can go through Serbia. And I think it was even suggested it might be quicker, but I can't see that, what with passport control and all sorts of things. I know they have toll roads over there rather than vignettes, so I don't think they have a vignette. But the thing is, if you break down in Serbia, I think if you stay more than 24 hours in Serbia, you've got to register with the police. So it's just kind of crazy things like that. Like if you book a hotel, I think, yeah, you've got to be sponsored, or you've got to register, or I think if you book it with a normal hotel, maybe they register you with the police. But yeah, it's always sort of put us off a bit from Serbia. I mean, we did drive through it once before, not on videos, but when we first got our old BMW X5 E70, we had to drive through because it was snowing in Romania, and so we had to like kind of skip Romania really. But yeah, very beautiful. I mean, that looks amazing out there. Just like the Danube's, you're sort of snaking up round through mountains or big hills, whatever they are. But yeah, we had issues, you know, with snow, so we had to go through Serbia. And to be honest, it was lovely. The roads were really good. Everything was nice. I'm not complaining at all about the place. Really liked it. But obviously, it's not EU, so you've got to go through more checks. You can potentially have your car checked over, all that kind of stuff, which I suppose we did in Romania anyway. But yeah, it's just weird, isn't it? Like literally across there is Serbia, and you know, it's difficult to go there really, which is a shame, I think. But yeah, beautiful scenery. We didn't expect this scenery, I think, did we? No. Yeah, didn't expect to see anything as nice as this, but I suppose, you know, the fact that it goes alongside the Danube, we've always got a chance of that. But yeah, we've never been this way, so we don't know. But yeah, really nice. And yeah, I mean, once we're past it, it probably might be not as scenic, I don't know. But yeah, we could, you know, there's several routes. We could have gone through Serbia. We chose to go up through Romania just for lack of hassle. We wouldn't have breakdown cover, I don't think, in Serbia anyway, and I'm not even sure if car insurance covers you there, because we get like 90 days cover in the EU, which has been enough for us. So yeah, you know, it is, yeah, you'd have to probably buy a green card or something on the border, so that would be a hassle. But yeah, we are still making our way towards Timișoara. Went past Dobreta, Severin something. I don't know what the full, it's a long word. What was it called?
Dobreta Turnu Severin.
Ah yeah, Dobreta Turnu Severin. Which, you know, was quite nice. They had a better road. Like as you got there, it seemed to have a better, you know, freshly tarmacked road. I got around a few big lorries, so that was good. But yeah, we're just enjoying going past the scenic parts now, like where this, where the Danube is, and it looks really nice. And yeah, heading on our way towards Timișoara. No idea when we'll get there. I don't know how far. How far are we from Timișoara? There's a sign coming up, so I should know soon. I think it's around about 100 something kilometers. 181 kilometers, so nearly 200 kilometers away. So I'd have thought at that sort of, we'll probably be just over 2 hours before we're going to be near there, just because you're probably not going to be doing 100 kilometers an hour all the time. Sometimes it's 70, sometimes it's 100, sometimes it's 90. So I think a bit over 2 hours maybe, and we should be going past Timișoara. A1, or well, not rejoined it. This is the first time we've been on it, but this is the part of the road that we've been on before and know and have broken down on. Well, not normally this far on, but yeah, this is now the A1 that we're on, and we're basically heading towards Timișoara still. So we've rejoined it before there. We're kind of looking at, we were trying to see if we could find like a KFC or something along the road. We've seen them before, but we don't believe there's any on this part of the road. So but we're thinking of stopping in the next garage anyway, just to sort of clean the camera off a bit, maybe if it's got a bit full of stuff and, you know, flies and what have you. But yeah, just have a quick look over the car. We were a bit worried, a bit back along. There was a guy that was like had his hazards on just like for ages behind us, and we were a bit nervous that he was trying to like sort of alert us to something, but as usual, you know, I think he just didn't realise he had it on, or they were on for him. English car in front, or UK car, so we're going along. Yeah, we're now, it's going to be a much busier road now because of the motorway, so even though it's a Sunday, it's quite a lot of people going down this route. So yeah, we're going to try and stop in the next sort of service stop and just have a see if we can get something to eat. It's about lunchtime now. We don't need any fuel, but we'll get fuel near the border because we want to make sure that we have the cheapest fuel possible along the route. So by getting some in Romania again, that makes more sense because it keeps it cheap. Obviously you have the opposite problem if you come in the other direction. So anyway, yep, we're now on the motorway. There was a little bit of a motorway from Lugos up to the A1, the A6. But most of the roads we've been on this morning have been small roads, but we're now on a big motorway, and yeah, we're basically now going to be heading towards the border with Hungary. just stopped for fuel at a place in Romania just like one of the last places before we're going through the border. I think we're about less than 30 kilometers from the border now, which we're hoping will be nice and calm and quiet. There shouldn't be an actual physical border anymore. Well, there'll be a border there, but they shouldn't be checking passports anymore. And this border used to be a complete nightmare. We've been stuck there for like an hour or 2 hours before, haven't we? And yeah, we're hoping. I mean, we fell into the trap again there of buying fuel that we thought was off the motorway, but it wasn't really off it. So basically we paid about 7 lei 94, which is about £1.30 something, and we stopped in a fuel station in Poland on the way over here and it cost like 120 something. So I don't think Romania would be that expensive everywhere, so I think basically we paid a premium again for, I'm just looking there, a 7.94 on that, you know, just as we were going past that fuel station there. It's 7.94 on the next one, so it's not really saved you any money. Just amazes, you know. Anyway, I mean, it's our mistake. We should have like come off into Arad and looked for somewhere in Arad probably. I mean, I don't know if that is a bad price, but it feels like it is a bad price to me, compared to what we paid in Poland. And I would have thought here would be cheaper than Poland in a city. So I think, yeah, I don't know, maybe it's not overpriced, but I think it will have been. You just need to be careful not to make mistakes like that. Come off the road, but don't just come off the road. You need to come off a bit further, I think. And we're usually pretty good at it, but I don't know, just things have just been motoring along so well that today we just haven't really, we probably should have got somewhere like before we hit the motorway really. But it's weird, it's only like, what, just gone 2 o'clock and we're nearly at the border. So we're kind of shocked by that. And our plan now is to stop for food after the border, because Hungary has a bit more options than Romania. Really, if you're stopping on the motorways here, unless you see a KFC or something like that, you're probably going to be getting a sandwich from the services, and you're probably going to be getting, you might get one of those sausages in like a kind of roll where they kind of like put the sauce in the bottom. And anyway, they're quite nice, but if you want something a bit bigger, I don't know whether these service stations really have it. So, but in Hungary you will see McDonald's, you'll see KFC, you'll see all the different things that you kind of got used to in service stations. I'm not saying you shouldn't stop and have like a full-on Romanian meal, but they're not there by the road, I don't think, not on these roads. So so my plan is now to go through the border. Hopefully that won't be a problem. We will drop back an hour because it's Eastern European time here. In Hungary it's Central European time, so we should drop back down an hour, and we should basically be, well, I know our bodies won't be like, oh, it's lunchtime again, but anyway, no, it'll be fine. I think we'll have something to eat, and then, to be honest, you know, we might arrive into Budapest possibly, I think, coming on about 5:30, I don't know, maybe a bit later than, maybe 5 o'clock, let's say 5 o'clock. of a shock. We just went through the border, and yeah, it's not there anymore. Basically, unlike a lot of borders that, like when we went through other borders, the border's still there, like on the Bulgarian border, and even actually the Romanian-Hungarian border that went through on the way over was still there. You just drove through it slowly. But what they've done here is they've literally just removed the border completely. Like, we've just driven through as if like we're just going through a normal road, which is what a lot of Schengen borders, you know, internal borders are like. But yeah, really bizarre. I did not expect it to be literally, you know, straight through like that. And one of the things is that we've already sorted out our vignettes, so we got them online. We already had a Romanian vignette from when we drove over. We just bought one for like a year because it's like 20 euros or something. You can get them for shorter times and a bit cheaper, but Hungarian one I bought online for like, I don't know, 10, I don't know what it was exactly. I'll put it up on the screen, but it wasn't that expensive. And again, I just got a 10-day one, and even the Austrian one now you can get online. That used to be a real pain because you had to stop and actually get one, and that was one of the reasons the garage was so busy, because so many people stop and get a vignette. Although the garage didn't have vignettes for Hungary, but there was a guy in there asking for like a Hungarian vignette. She's like, oh, it's over in the restaurant. So, but I don't know why people are so disorganized in a way. It's like, you're going to delay yourself by not buying it online before you go, really. It's best to get them online. You know, we've been stuck in queues before where, like say for the Austrian one, you get stuck in a queue to get one on the border, but you don't want to get it on the border, you want to get it online. We've been stuck in massive queues for like in petrol stations, when really, you know, it's just better to get it online. But with the Austrian one, you never used to be able to get it online. Well, you know, so I think there were ways to order one and have it sent to you by post, but obviously that's a bit risky if you're, you know, your address is Bulgaria, because it might not turn up. Or anyway, we've never risked it even to the UK. We just bought it on the border, or as far away from the border as we were able to. But yeah, very surprised by that they've just literally drive right through like a motorway. Just there was a couple of flags. There was a couple of flags there, and like now you're in Hungary. Pretty good. In fact, I think I missed most of it trying to turn the camera on. But yeah, really good. I'm glad to see that they've done that, because yeah, it was a horrible border before, so the experience is night and day. And anyone who moans about borders, yeah, spend 2 hours on one and then you'll be a bit more keen to open the border up. But anyway, we are heading on through Hungary. We're going to try and find somewhere to stop and eat. I think we saw that we might have missed a KFC just as we sort of came over towards the border. We didn't know it was there. We tried looking these things up, but maybe we just missed it. Rachel thinks she saw one, so I don't know if it was or not, but she thought she saw one, didn't you?
Yeah, it was like a bucket. Like,
yeah. But we'll find somewhere nice on the way now. As soon as we can, basically, we will stop and get something to eat, give the car a bit of a rest, and then yeah, make the last part of the trip towards Budapest. just stopped at a McDonald's. Wasn't bad actually, pretty good. I always like McDonald's because you can order on the machine and usually order it straight to your table as well, which I think makes a big difference when you're doing trips like this, because often you're waiting ages for people to bring you food, and you know, in some of the restaurants, you know, you've got to wait for somebody to, you know, give them the check, whatever, get the bill. But yeah, so now I think the next stop will be Budapest, hopefully. We're about 2 hours away. We're just basically driving back to the main road now. But yeah, it's pretty good there. Just, it's easy, isn't it? It's like, I did have a Hungarian pork burger in there, so I did try something a bit different. But yeah, you just find it's just reliable, I think, and it's quite a nice looking little town. You get to see some little nice places when you come off the road like this. A place called Mako, or we don't know how it's pronounced, but it looks like it's Mako. Anyway, we're heading back to the motorway now. We are in Budapest. The car made it. Actually was going quite well. I'm sure we were going like 80 or so on the motorway. Didn't seem to really be missing a beat. I mean, I'm still not 100%. I do feel sometimes like it's like there's some resistance, and sometimes it's kind of going like it's let go of like something and then lets you go faster. Don't know what that is, not sure. Anyway, we're at the hotel. This is the Ibis Styles City West. Is that right, Ray? City West? Yeah, it's written... No, don't know where it's written. But oh yeah. It's Ibis Styles Budapest City West team on this. So they've given us a some sort of free bottle of wine. Apparently being some sort of member of a core live limitless program or something. Don't know what that is. I think you just like, as soon as you book a hotel with them, they kind of sign you up to stuff. If you buy it online, it just seems to be like you're already in it. I don't know. We've got 2 rooms. This is the first room. I mean, all rooms might not be like this, but we've got 2 rooms, and we've got one with a big sort of what it looks like a big king size bed, or maybe a bit bigger. I don't know. I think they called it a queen size bed. I'm not sure. And in this room you've got TV, you've got a telephone, you've got like some hangers. This is what I find with Ibis styles, is they tend to be quite stylish looking, but actually at the end of the day it's still some hangers that are not inside a cupboard, so potentially dusty. We've got a safe down here, so you could stick your laptop or, you know, stuff that you're worried about, even though probably it's fine. We've got a mirror here for getting ready. There's a door to this bedroom, so you can close it. Doesn't look like there's a lock. I mean, there's a lock on it, but, well, I don't think there's a lock. I don't think that's actually... Well, no, actually, I think it would be operational if there was a key, but there's no key. In here is the other room. So it's got bunk beds in here. So Rachel sat on the bottom bunk with Chloe at the moment. And Emily is pretty keen on sleeping in the top bunk. It's got another TV actually, so that's pretty cool. There is air conditioning. Not quite sure how you set it at the moment, because I've tried sort of turning it down and then pushing the button, but nothing seems to set. So I don't know. And then it just goes back to 23, which I guess is the temperature of the room at the moment. So I don't know how we set that, so we'll have a look. We've got a view of the car park. It's kind of a weird place. You're going along a big sort of almost motorway into the centre of the city, and then you immediately turn off down a small lane and you're here. So that's kind of where it is. You end up, I think we ended up coming down here, but this was the exit, so we had to go back round. So your sat nav may not take you exactly where you should be. Car's down there, so that's pretty cool. We've got a view of the car, so we can check that it's okay, at least visually. Yeah, and it's like kind of residential area, and we're near like a big mall, I think. There is a walk-in cupboard, as Rachel was saying, but I mean it's really just some shelves in a alcove area, but that's fine. And yeah, you've got like you got your towels in here, and there's another set of hangers for clothes, coats, that kind of thing. So these are quite good, obviously, to put your trousers on. So if you're at like a business meeting or something, it would be quite good. But it's not an enclosed, you know, it doesn't close. So essentially, you know, dust could get on it, but I suppose no one's staying in a hotel that long. We have a toilet and sink in here with a hairdryer. The toilet was actually like continually flushing when we came in, but I knocked the button and it seems to have stopped doing it. Check the hairdryer. Yeah, seems to work, so that's good. They're giving you some nice glasses. There is shower gel or hand wash or whatever. What you usually get in these Ibis, very similar to what you get in the Ibis. Normal Ibises, and maybe even in the budget, I think it might be the same one. We've got a full shower, looks like one of those rain showers again, similar to what we just had in Vidin. Be interesting to see how good this is. The one in Vidin was fine. So, I mean, that wasn't an Ibis, that was just a sort of private hotel, but yeah, I mean, you got a full shower, and it is sort of enclosed, so essentially you've got like a sort of step, and I think that's good because that should prevent the water getting out. So, you know, some of the times the water will get out into the rest of the bathroom, and actually I'm glad that it's got that. Some paper up here, they've given us toilet paper as well, so that's good. There's a bin down in the corner. Yeah, some coat hooks up here, so you can put your coats up. Oh, and they gave us 2 cards, so we are able to leave the power on in the room if we want to. So that's good. But yeah, it's not the biggest room in the world, but it certainly looks quite nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's
But yeah, I do find with styles that they're kind of like, I don't know, they kind of make you feel like they're going to be better than a normal ibis, and certainly way better than a budget. But I sometimes find them a bit between the two. So we'll see. I mean, I stayed in one in Geneva and it was pretty good, but it's the same thing. Well, no, it was good, to be fair. I think the yeah, generally the shower rooms and stuff can be a lot better in them, and in this case I don't know really. I mean, this one is okay. I mean, the room looks good to me, the shower room that is, but one I stayed in had like really amazing wood tiling almost on the floors and stuff, and it was really weird. The rest of the building wasn't that great, but the bathroom was really good. So but actually, you know, you've got two TVs, you know, and if you were in a budget, I mean, it's kind of like being, you know, in a hospital room, isn't it, Rach? You know, so in a budget, you'll be like, the floor will probably be like.
You did say there's like free coffee downstairs.
Oh yeah, there's free coffee. Yeah, yeah. All I'm saying is, I think it is fair to say that this might be above a normal ibis, on this occasion at least. But sometimes I find them. Yeah, I'm not sure. Do you know what I mean? But this is a family room, I suppose, where you've got like bunk beds and this, so you know, it's kind of looking cool. I think they try and make it look cool. But yeah, Rachel was saying that there is, oh yeah, and there's a TV on the wall there. Rachel was saying that there's free coffee, isn't there?
That's what the receptionist.
Yeah, she said there's a free coffee machine downstairs, and it is available all day and night, didn't she say?
Yeah.
So that's quite good. And there's a bar downstairs, and that's the thing, like, usually in the budgets there isn't a bar. In the normal ones there's sometimes a bar, isn't there? And there's usually a bar. In Berlin we had one, didn't we? And in the styles there's a bar. And the breakfast was included with this, so I don't know if that's always the case, but yeah, the breakfast is included in this. So that's quite good. But it did cost about, I think with the parking, if they did charge us for the parking up front, I think it was about 180 something, and nearly 190 quid, so for 2 nights. But you know, we did pay a similar amount in the Mercure, which was right, I don't know though, I get the feeling we always get confused with that. No, it was £100 a night, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think we ended up paying about £200. But I'm not sure that included the parking or the breakfast. So this is a bit further out from the city. Like that one was in Castle Hill, and it was right in Budapest. But actually, we're really glad to be in this one because it's like not quite in the city, but there's facilities nearby. I think the mall's quite close, so we'll be able to get to stuff tonight to get something to eat, and we'll be able to get to the nearest metro station to go into the town tomorrow. So I don't think it's going to matter. We'll see what the distance on the metro is to the centre, but I don't, you know, it seems good so far. You know, we're not complaining, and it's a nice quiet sort of residential area. The parking was really quiet. You couldn't ask for more, really. I mean, you turn up and there's plenty of parking. I mean, I'm always happy. I mean, even in Vidin, we turned up yesterday and there was like 1, maybe 2 spaces left. So that was a bit more stressful. But we were fine because we got straight in a good space. But, you know, if you hadn't have done, there probably was residential parking nearby, but still. Anyway, yeah, not a bad little hotel. Obviously, we haven't tried any of it out properly yet. But yeah, I mean, there's quite a weird view out this window, actually. You've got like a sort of roof that they've put stones on top of. So I think that might be the breakfast area. I've got a feeling underneath there's the breakfast area. Anyway, I think it's fine. I think we were glad to book somewhere a little bit cheaper because we booked Castle Hill last time. And yeah, we're just glad that there was somewhere that we could sort of save a little bit on it, and have decent parking and be able to get in and out of the city quite quickly, and also for tomorrow leaving as well, because when we were in the Castle Hill one we were right in the centre of the town almost, do you know what I mean? So yeah, looks alright to me. We've come out of the hotel and we're already lost. We're literally just out the door, and Rachel reckons it's straight ahead down there.
No, it goes to the right.
Is that down to the mall? We're only going to the mall, aren't we? There's like a mall nearby. But there's a sign for a metro station, like as you come out of the car park, which is just back up there. Car park, just turn right up there. But yeah, the car park has a sign saying the metro station's back up this road that way. So hopefully Rachel's right, but maybe there's a difference between the Plaza Mall that we're going to and the station. I don't know, so we'll soon find out if we're going the wrong way. There's a big dog as well, so that's good. Emily, stop picking up grotty cardboard. Anyway, yeah, so the dog kicking off. I think I just saw a mouse run over there. There was a mouse. I don't know if there's a mouse. Yeah, dog looks really friendly. Hello. Yeah. If rabies is still around, he looks rabid. Is that like the alternative hotel? Is there another hotel there? Yeah. Emily, you can't take that with you. Yeah, so we're walking down some random place. Rachel believes that she knows where we're going. This to me looks like not the right way personally, but I don't know. There's a train station, I'm guessing, but there's quite a few tracks between us and the train station. So I'm not sure we're supposed to come down here. Rach, there's loads of tracks here. Anyway, we'll walk along and see what we can find. We're not planning to go into the city tonight because it's just getting a bit too late for everybody, especially for the kids. So we're going to just try and find the mall that's nearby, have a little look around, scope out stuff for tomorrow, like, you know, how do you get to the centre of town? We think you go on the metro, which I'm guessing is the other direction now. I don't know, maybe there's two ways. I don't know. Maybe they're like, yeah, don't go down that way, the dog will eat you. I don't know, but we'll just try and scope a few things out and just kind of find out what we can do, because we need to get something to eat. And there was about 100 people or something just turned up, and we were just walking out of the hotel, and just then, like, I stopped to have a look at a coffee machine just quickly, and we should have just gone straight out the door, because about 2 seconds later, just tons and tons of people with suitcases just came in, obviously just turned up on a coach or something. So that's going to be fun for breakfast tomorrow if all those people are staying in the hotel, and supposedly it's free breakfast, so or it's included. So yeah, it's not going to be fun, I don't think, tomorrow morning, is it? And tomorrow's Monday, I think, which will be bank holiday in the UK, but here I don't know. So anyway, yeah, we'll have to just hope that it's all right tomorrow morning, I suppose. But yeah, we're gonna just scope out tonight, find out what's about this area, what we can do, and yeah, get some info for tomorrow really, and some food probably. heading back to the hotel. We're about to go through the massive like subway that we walked through to get here. We've just been in the mall, we just went and got some dinner. Just had a KFC because the kids are easy going with that. Although they did sort of like, they only really do cheeseburgers, don't they?
Yeah.
Like cheese chicken burgers. They don't do like popcorn chicken or anything like that they would do in the UK, do they?
Cheese chicken burger.
Yeah.
Or a piece of chicken.
But we're heading back through the subway. It's got this kind of like cool graffitied sort of subway that kind of looks a bit menacing, but actually it's quite a nice like place really. I think it's just mainly people trying to get to the train station and travel, you know, all around Europe, I guess. That's one of the main stations, isn't it? So anyway, yeah, basically we're going to head back to the hotel. We've only really had a few hours out, just there was a kids play area and stuff in the mall. Actually, I think this might be train platforms here. So all these like kind of little off bits are taking you to platforms, I think. So that's quite cool. Yeah, because we're going under the train line, I think. And yeah, basically we're just yeah, there's loads of announcements. But yeah, it's got pretty dark. It's not even 9 o'clock yet here, is it? It's like, I don't know what it is. What is it? Ah, no, it is just turned 9 o'clock. Or it's nearly 9 o'clock. Of course, it would be 10 o'clock, I suppose, in Bulgaria, wouldn't it? But yeah, to us it's sort of strange because we've been used to it being still quite light up until probably like 9 o'clock or so. So probably back in the UK it's probably still light, even, I don't know, probably is light about 9 o'clock, I'd imagine. But yeah, as we're making our way back across Europe, I suppose the light levels are changing, and you know, summer is ending as well. So anyway, we're going to walk on through the subway and walk up round to the hotel and see what's going on there, because there was a massive group of people who checked in. So you know, I reckon it's going to be busy, possibly busy tomorrow at the breakfast as well. We're sort of a bit nervous because you got breakfast included, and I'm wondering now if they include it because like you ain't got a chance of getting it. Do you know what I mean? So if you pay for it, you're probably going to be annoyed that there's so many people. But it's the first time we stayed at this hotel, so we don't know what it's going to be like. But hopefully it's not going to be as bad as we think. We'll have to see in the morning really, but I mean the main thing is we're going to be going out and having a day in Budapest, so if we have to, I suppose we could eat in Budapest. But anyway, yeah, let's get back to the hotel. Just left the subway now, and yeah, just like coming up to the train station, and it's quite impressive. There's just a train going flying by. Probably only just catch the end of that. It was like a double-decker train going down that way. But it's just quite exciting, you know. Like, I remember it brings you back to memories where we used to go like on train trips across like Europe. So you know, when we stayed in Krakow, we used to get on the train and go to Budapest here, go to Prague, go to Munich, I think we did Vienna, and Gdańsk and Zakopane. There were night trains and stuff, and it was great, and it just sort of brings back memories. And let people just walk across the tracks here, so they walk across this bit, so this is how you can get to the station. So you know, that wouldn't do that in the UK, would they? But like, yeah, you've got a train just sort of trundling along up there, just sort of moving into position, and it just brings back good memories of, you know, kind of cool train trips that we did. I mean, before we ever sort of did a road trip, I think, you know, we probably did a lot of train trips really. And look, this is Budapest Calafat, and you know, I don't know, it's just that whole, you know, excitement of you know, people, you know, we saw people, you know, just like kind of like with like backpacks and stuff, and you know, heading off, you know, they're going to be going somewhere interesting, and yeah, you know, those sort of days are probably a bit behind us now. You get excited that maybe like Emily and Chloe one day might do similar things to what we did, you know, interrail type stuff. We did do interrail, didn't we, Rachel? Did we do interrail? We did, didn't we?
Yeah.
But we never did it like I had a friend who told me about when he did it, and he went like, you know, for like several days. I mean, probably like a week or two, or maybe even more, going across Europe and, you know, traveling and sleeping on the trains, and, you know, probably not even booking sleeper cars, just sleeping on the trains, you know, in the like kind of shared rooms almost as well. And yeah, like, you know, we always sort of ended up sort of traveling in the decent sort of private sleeper cabins, which weren't that cheap really, so you can see why people go with the kind of cheaper just sleeping in anything, you know, in the shared bunks or wherever. And we were always terrified, weren't we? Do you remember, like, we were always scared that, because there would be like, say, 3 beds in the same room, right? And, you know, we probably asked for a private room, but you were always terrified that somebody was going to come in the middle of the night and sort of take the other bed, you know. Do you know what I mean? It never happened, did it? I mean, we never had anyone actually come and sleep in the same room as us. But there was that feeling that, you know, oh, you know, this room can fit more people, and will they just put someone in there? I mean, because of the language barriers, and, you know, you weren't buying these tickets online or anything and seeing it like in English and totally understanding. You were booking these things at like a ticket office, and you were trying to explain it to the lady what you wanted, and, you know, it wasn't, you didn't know that she had 100% understood what you wanted. She didn't speak English, you didn't speak Polish, you didn't really have, like, say, Google Translate on your phone like you do nowadays. There just wasn't a way to be 100% certain that you were getting what you wanted, even though you were quite prepared to pay for it. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, it brings back memories seeing that train station there. I mean, it did the other day when we were in the wait, there's another train coming now, another train running along. Yeah, look, just that looks like a freight type train though. Yeah, freight train. Yeah, but no, it was you know, what was my yeah, we were in Berlin the other day, and because of all the breakdown stuff, we didn't really fully, well, it wasn't the other day, it was a while back, but we were there, and we were at a bus station, and again it had a similar sort of vibe, didn't it, Rach? You know, that feeling of watching people getting on buses, coming to here, coming to Prague, going to Brussels, going to God knows where, like Italy and places like that. And very exciting, do you know what I mean? And, you know, we were watching the Flixbuses going, weren't we? But the thing was, it's like, we didn't think to talk about it because we just had so many problems going on. The car was giving us so much grief, and we just weren't focusing, you know, we just didn't really focus on the enjoyment of actually being in that place. Because of course we were worried about the next day, and, you know, worried about what was going on with the car. Anyway, right, we're going to head back up this sort of very dark road up round to the hotel. Hopefully the big bad dog that was on the corner earlier will not maul us. Anyway, I don't think it will. It was behind a barrier, but it looked rabid. I mean, it looked like it was gonna get out. So let's hope it's already got out and gone. Right, we're going to head back to the hotel.